All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. We are a little bit 5 minutes gap due to some issues of the tech, but it has been solved. And I would like to welcome everyone who will be watching us live today and also maybe later on the replay. Some of you might be have followed this session, Building a Better Future, from way back last year. I've been doing this every month once, but this 2 months I will be doing it more frequently. I hope that it will really bring much of a value and meaning to everyone who are watching out there. Part of it was just about sharing how we can build a better future, and through the stories that we heard, we will be listening to another story from another remarkable woman as well this morning. Um, we'll be hopefully that where we can learn some lessons and from their journey as well. These are real people, real story, they are real life, and they've been. I truly appreciate for all of them who have been coming to live with me all this while. And today I have with me. Uh, she is originally from New Zealand, and currently she's living in Perth, Australia with her family. So without further ado, let me bring her on the stage to join us. Let's welcome Selina. Hi, Selina.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning. And how are you feeling?
Good morning. I'm feeling a little nervous, but I'm okay. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I truly appreciate your time for coming in with me. And Selina, before we start on, just a brief introduction. I will pass this time to you. Maybe you can introduce yourself to audience and friends.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Selina, and I am originally from New Zealand. I now live in Perth, Western Australia, with my husband and our 3 daughters. I am a sports coach and now a digital business owner. Is that okay?
Yeah. Maybe I have questions. Selina, how long ago you moved to Australia because of marriage, or how? Tell us a little bit how you, from New Zealand, you end up need to go to Australia. Was it because of the job or family or?
No, so I actually came here when I was 17, so that was 33 years ago, and I was here on holidays. My parents sent me here for school holidays to spend time with my older sister, and then I never went back.
I see. So currently at the Australia, that means you have some of your siblings there with you.
I do. I come from a family of, there's 10 of us. I'm
Wow.
the youngest of 10, and half of my family live in Australia, in Queensland and Western Australia, and the other half live in New Zealand.
All right, Selina, we have a little bit in common. I'm also the youngest among 7 of us. I have 3 elder and 3 elder sister and brother. I'm the youngest in 7 of us all together. And you mentioned that that means you were already 33 years, you say, right? And you are a sports woman. I'm just curious, what sports are you in?
I am. So I play and coach netball, mainly netball, and touch football and basketball. And my 3 kids, they all play as well, and so does my husband.
Wow, that's very, very interesting. I do play basketball. I tell people also, I don't think so people would realize that or even would believe. I'm a school team member. During way back at school, I was in the basketball team. So we have this wing guard, um, but it was fun actually. So can you tell us a bit further that what was life about for you living in Perth, Australia?
Well, like I mentioned before, I was only 17 when I came here, and as far as my parents were concerned, I was always going to be here for 2 weeks and then go home. So I didn't go back, and I didn't see them until I was 21. So 4 years later, I went home. I did things on my own. I didn't really depend on a lot of people. So that decision not to go back to my parents was probably really selfish, and it hurt them for me not to go back there. But I met someone here, and I started a relationship with that person, and a few years later we ended that relationship, and then eventually I met my husband and we had children. So a little complicated, I guess.
Okay, so you got married and now you are considered. I think you are a permanent resident in Perth, Australia, right?
Yes, that's correct. As soon as, because my husband is Australian, he was born here in Perth. And as soon as we decided to have children, I became an Australian citizen.
And when you start having children, that is when you stop. You're doing coaching, right, for the sports?
I am. So previously to having children, I used to work in a 9 to 5, and when we had our first baby, my husband said to me, I think you should just stay home and be a full-time mum. We can afford for you to do that, because he was on, a decent wage. And he goes, you don't have to go back to work if you don't want to. So that was 21 years ago, and I never went back. I was fortunate enough to just raise my children and play sports.
So you actually still while coaching and raising your kids, or you completely let go of the. You are saying you actually let go of the 9 to 5 job, but you are still doing some coaching thing. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. So I was fortunate enough to not have to go back to my 9 to 5 and just raise my kids and play sport. That's pretty much been my lifestyle for the last 20 so years. So it's pretty good.
I think that was very good for you because the play sports, it makes you stay active, right? And could you tell us a little bit of the 9 to 5 job that you were in? That was how long period, and how was your life back then before you become a stay-home mom full time?
Okay, yeah. So I was a sales consultant in a mining supplies company. I lived in a town in Kalgoorlie where it's a mining town, a small mining town. So most people there, when they work, you either work in the mines or do what I did, which was work in a mining supplies shop. So I was there for maybe 5 years doing that job, and then it wasn't something that I, was thrilled to do or anything like that. It was just, it paid the bills. So, I got by, and then I met my husband and we got married and had children. Or actually, no, we started having kids and then we got married.
I see. So you actually met your husband, I assume, is from way back when you were still on a 9 to 5 job, right?
That's correct, yes.
So I would say actually, then how is it life after you got married and your husband gave the green light? He was so kind enough to say, "Well, you can stay home. I'm capable enough to, raise you and the kids." So how was it life for you then in this journey?
For me, it was good. I had nothing to complain about. We lived comfortably in our own home. We built our own home. My husband worked an even time roster, so he would do 4 days on, 4 days off, and on his days off, we built our house. And he's not a builder or anything like that. We just decided it would be something that would be cool to do, so we did it. And I must mention though, we were living in Kalgoorlie, which meant that he was residential, so he was home every night. He wasn't away anywhere. Where now, because we live in Perth, in order for him to work where he does, he has to fly out. So that's where the FIFO comes in, and he's been doing that for 13 years now, I think, something like that, and it's very different than what it was when we were living residential in Kalgoorlie.
Okay, I'm sorry, did I get you right? You were living at Calgary, you say?
Yes,
Wow.
we were living
Okay.
there. I lived there for 10 years, I think, with him, and then we moved to Perth, and then he started doing FIFO.
Back then, at the 10 years when you were still in Calgary, it was much better. He's not so frequent on the 5-0.
Never. He was always home, so he was home every night or every day.
But he was still in the same job now, actually, in the same
Yes.
company.
Yeah, not the same company, but the same job. But because we lived there, he could come home every night.
So for just in case to our audience, 5-0 means fly in, fly out. Am I right?
That's right. Yes.
Okay. So then, could you tell us a little bit? Maybe we are curious. If you don't mind, what sort of job were your husband in that requires him to 5-0 so frequent?
Yeah, so because the mines are where they are, which is he's currently in a mine in a town called Laverton, which is he flies out of here on a Tuesday, and it's about an hour and a half flight, and he's there for 2 weeks, and then he comes home for 2 weeks. The job itself is underground, so that comes with, well, he tells me it's very safe, but I know that, well, I think there's challenges that they deal with that we wouldn't in a normal job above ground. Like here, they have to be wary of rocks falling, making sure that everyone is taking the right precautions and, being safe underground, because they rely on each other to be, doing your job properly and following the safety rules. And for me, I worry about that. I know he does his job and he does it well, but I don't know. Everyone's human, right? And they make mistakes. So I worry about that.
Yeah. You see that, who wouldn't be worried? Things can happen. And then, I mean, with the situations of him begin to frequently out and he is more less at home. So all this while, you were the one juggling and taking care of the family, the household, and while you are doing your coaching, right? Coaching and
Yes.
sports games. So how was your time, your moment with the children, and what was it like for not having him around so frequent?
Well, they were little then, so when they were little, it was harder. You know, yeah, it wasn't easy to raise them on my own. I felt like I was doing everything on my own, but at the same time, I wasn't going to complain about it because he was away working, providing for us. So you just make it work, but it wasn't easy. As the kids got older, it became a little more easy for me. They were more independent and not so relying on me as much. And it was almost like just growing up. They just grew up with me and a part-time dad. But we got used to it. We were used to that.
Yeah. But then back then you were just 20 over years old, really still young. And I heard you say that your husband has been with the company, I think 30 over years now. So if I guess right, he's now or yourself, you are in the 50s, both of you.
Yep,
I,
that's
I
correct.
too. I'm also in the same 50s. So now, would you share with us what was that moment that make you decide uh, to find something after these 30 over years? Now, what prompted you to find something like what you are in right now as a business in this digital business?
Well, because my husband he's got some great qualities about him, and one of them is he's hardworking, and he's always taken the responsibility of a man, or as the head of the house, to provide. So I always felt like he would always do that, no matter what happened. He would, even if he lost his job, which he has. In mining, mines closed down quite regularly, and he would always go and find another job, but he would never not work, if you know what I'm saying. So he would always, that was a priority of his, and that's a great quality to have. But I learned as we were getting older, I could see and still can see that he will keep doing what he's doing until he can't do it anymore, until he dies probably. And although that is admirable, I feel that's what drove me to find something else to hopefully help him retire early, so that he doesn't have to keep working until the very end, and he can enjoy, just not having to do the job that he does and work as hard as he does. So that was what was my main reason for wanting to look for something. And then I found this digital business.
Okay. And so, what was it like right now for you in learning about this business? What have you got from this business ever since you joined in? What was it like?
So I didn't even know what it was all about. It was just something that excited me. I thought, okay, I'm scared. I don't know what I'm doing. But, I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. I just need to learn, be coachable, have an open mind. So what I've actually learned a lot about is myself, how I'm doing things that I never thought I could ever do. Like one of them is here, sitting here with you, doing this interview. It makes me feel really uncomfortable, but uh, I'm here, and I've been doing things since I started this business that I never thought I would do. I'll give you an example. Like I said to you, I am involved in sports a lot, and I ended up commentating on national TV at a game, a netball game that I had to call, which I've never done before. And I don't think I ever would have if I hadn't started this business. It would be something that I would have said no way to. And it was on the spot. They had nobody else. They saw me in the crowd. They came over and said, Selina, can you please commentate this game? We don't have anybody. I was like, I've never done it. No, I don't know how to do that. What do you mean? I don't know what to do. And they said, you'll be fine. So I did it. So, so things like that. I've learned a lot like that.
Yeah, it's like it just go ahead because it was just something that we're uh, in our mind. It's just in our brain. I mean, we have that kind of fear and worry. Would I be okay? What if I make mistake? I had that too. Each time when we have to come into a session of life like this, but as we go on along the way, we start to, adapt and fitting in that, well, this is all right. Look at it. We are look like more or less like the chatting in the cafeteria. We just have to uh, bring ourselves intentionally into out from the comfort zone to the uncomfortable zone and back to how we can learn along the process and progress. So here we are. I actually agree. I do have the same thing. Even when I first start to go on live on StreamYard, I have no idea actually. I just do with what there is here in the studio, how you set up, and I just read the instructions. I just go with it step by step. Any authentication, any banner, anything, I just go along with it and I learn. And a few times there are some mistakes, but we learn as along the way. So uh, the basic ground is to say that it's okay to fail in certain way, and the most important thing is that uh, we don't quit the learning, and we just carry on until people say, if you can't do it first, second time, you do it the 10th time, the 20th time, you will still get it. So uh, that's what it is. And I would like you to, before we end our stream, Selena, I would like to ask you to share with us, because I believe that not just both of us, there are a lot of us coming to the aging stage. When I start my work, I start as early as 18. Hold on. Okay, there's a pop-up message. I start at a very early age as 18 years old plus. I started to work on a part-time job, and then later I got a job in the banking line, and the third job, then I settled down. From there I worked the 9 to 5 thing. Well, in the beginning we thought that we are so full of energy, we're still young, and everything is fresh, and we just love it. When we are in the study, the school level, I was thinking, I want to quickly come out and work and earn my own money, to be independent, to be help out at home, and we are so full of that desire, and we just welcome whatever we need to learn and just learn it. So I was in the 9 to 5 job, and I caught up with that, and I just do whatever task that is given to me. I keep learning, and there was this merging of the bank and the finance come in, and with all the struggles and keep on learning and all this, and without knowing, the time ran through very fast. Along the way, I built my family, my children. I have kids, and things are just keep going. I just realized it's looked like it's just yesterday my kids were still kids, but today they are young adults already. I do really missed out a lot, and which I really admire at your stage, that where if the family, there's at least someone who is able to cope with the financial needs and support the family, and your husband was able to support you and able to bring up the children. I think that is something great, and the best interest of the kids, and that's what a mother does. Right? So to cut the story short, so come back to our question. A lot of people, they feel stuck because they think it's too late for them to start something new or different. This is something new and different for you and me as well, but we still start anyway. Why? Because we have our why. And what would you say to someone who is in their 40s now? They're going to be soon, anytime in their busy life, they're going to turn 50s. And who is feeling that way? They're feeling stuck. Probably they're worried. And what would you say to them?
If they were stuck and wanting to do something new or wanting to do something different, is that what you mean?
Yes. They are stuck. They know they're stuck, and like they wasn't doing something that they are passionate about. They are just living through because they need to support the family, and probably they wanted to try out something new, but they are still afraid to. And what more to say? We are on the online space. What would you say to them? How to break through this?
Okay. I would say, like, time goes by so quickly, and I think I mentioned to you before, like, I grew up playing sport, and in my 20s, I sort of regretted not taking my sport seriously. And when I was younger, even though I wasn't even that old, and then you have kids, and playing sport becomes, then that's an own, other challenges that you have to deal with trying to, train and get fit and stay healthy when you've got little ones that you're looking after as well, and your body's not how it used to be, after having kids. So you have to work hard, and I ended up going through that process, helped me to learn. It doesn't matter how old you are, if what you want to do is something you feel passionate about and you want to do it, but you're scared, don't wait, don't wait for the perfect time or think that it's too late, because I wasn't at my fittest until I was in my mid-30s, was when I was at my fittest. So here I was talking about, I wish I had done this when I was younger, but that's when I got really fit. So I guess my point is that you're not too old, or it's not too late. So start scared, just do it. Otherwise, what's the alternative? You just keep doing what you're doing, and ask yourself, are you happy doing what you're doing? If what you're doing makes you happy, then great, keep doing it. But if it doesn't, then change it, because if you don't change it, well, it's not going to change, is it? So, yep, that's what I would say. Just do it.
Yeah. Great. Just start anyway.
Yep.
None of us have everything all figured out or ready for all this, but as it comes, we push ourselves. And each time when we push ourselves, we find that, hey, it wasn't so bad, and it's not as scary as the way we thought, because everything is processed just in our mind. We scared ourselves, we make
I
ourselves
think
scared.
so. I think that is the most scariest thing, is what we tell ourselves before we even go and do it.
Yeah.
We scare ourselves into not doing it, and then I think if you just took that leap of faith and did it, it really isn't that bad. So
Yeah. So,
it's all made.
Selina, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your sharing. And above, other than that, this is just some surface and some little of our sharing from Selina's story. We could learn some lessons from there. Um, but beyond that, this is not the whole thing that you have seen, but you could only uh, see the whole picture of it when you come in. I mean, it's only to those who are seriously, who want to embark on something new in the digital world. And you will get to join our private groups, and from there you can see and explore. There are many more other business community there. They are sharing their success story, and so uh, we hope what has been shared will really encourage you wherever you are in the part of the world right now watching us. Um, so we are going to end this stream. Before that, I would want to leave a word for everyone. Uh, so keep moving forward. You don't have to be perfect or ready. It's just a sharing of information. And if you just take a step, a leap of faith, like Selina said, and then explore it. And if you find this thing is actually fit in for you, and you love what you see, um, then only you take another further steps. So that's about our sharing for today. Thank you again, Selina, for
Thank
your
you.
heart sharing. And until the next session again, everyone, bye bye and have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.